Welcome to the Canto 17 of Nandini Sahu's long narrative poem, Sita, a Poem. Scholars have traveled through various dimensions to the notions of Marga and the Deshi. Their meanings are challenged since these categories are fluid entities and their meanings cannot be set in any particular order. Originally, the notion of the Marga and the Desi referred to medieval poetry. Although the terms originate from the medieval poetry, their meanings can be expanded to relate to various literary phenomena. Just to say that the Marga associates with the metropolitan and the Desi to the vernacular is in a way simplifying it, polarizing it. The relationship of the Marga and the Deshi are complex. Scholars have endeavored to understand this notion, but uh, I may be allowed to contemplate on G.N. Davis' hypothesis in the context of Marga and Deshi and then associate that to this canto. According to him, the Western equivalent of the notion uh, tradition is parampara in India. This comprises two entities, the Marga or the metropolitan or the mainstream, and the Deshi to be the regional and the subcultural ethnicity. Devi highlighted the power politics between the Marga and the Desi trajectories. I carry forward this idea in Canto 17, where Sita comes back to Ayodhya with her husband and brother in law, takes over the responsibilities of a wife, daughter in law, queen, sister, and eventually a mother. But her heart and her deep concerns are still somewhere in the forest, thinking of social justice for the subaltern. A lot of self questioning goes into this canto, and a few pertinent questions are thrown open at the society. One gets into thinking of the existential issues of life after reading this canto. Now, let me recite the Canto 17 for you. Canto 17, Nandini Sahu's long narrative poem, Sita, a Poem. Our union after one long year was a celestial affair. Lord Shiv, Devraj Indra, and others descended in the heavenly car, the replica of your father, King Dashrath. His soul came along with the cosmic beings to bless us all. Father and sons were elated at the reunion. Dashrath told, after 14 years, it's time to return. He asked Ram to go back to the Ayodhya throne, meet Bharat, Shatrughna, and your mothers. Hail the peaceful Ram Rajya, Dashrath recommends. Bibhishan, the king of Lanka, gifted us Pushpaka, the aerial car. We took leave of the Rakshasas and the Vanaras dear. On the way, we landed at sage Bharadwaja's hermitage. Our bereaved hearts needed this peaceful submerge. We reached Ayodhya, Ram, Lakshman, and myself, with beloved Hanuman, and met all with reciprocal forgiveness. At this vantage point, I remembered and narrated our three queen mothers about Lanka, Ashokavana, Kishkindhya, Janasthana, Panchavati, and Chitrakoot. Brother Bharat and Maruthi, the miniature of our days and years spent in banishment. The excited inhabitants of Ayodhya gave us a welcome polite. Brother Bharat gave his command with joyous concern, ordered the city to burnish with stars and moons alike. Poets, minstrels, priests chanted soulful music. Women folk sang the song of pious love and faith. Mata Sita was the ideal that took this oath. Courtly chieftains and marshaled forces along the city gate. Bharat and Shatrugna came with Ram's sandals, still glorifying the throne of Ayodhya in the royal chariot. Bharat took out the royal sandals, the jewels intact. Our noble brother, please accept your royal sandals back. They have been your tokens of order, sovereignty, and blessing for me. Take charge of your equitable crown. I am your slave. This life, whatever sin my mother committed, Ayodhya paid for it, and so all of us have. I pray the Almighty to make me your brother each life and allow me to serve your gracious self. I pray Rishi Vasishta to do your consecration. Let Ram Rajya be no more a virtual reality. Sing, O musical choirs, get the sacred waters. Let Lord Ram and Mata Sita be our king and queen. To fetch the sacred waters, Jambavan went to the eastern ocean. Rishabh went to fetch from ocean southern. Gavaya was sent for water from the western. Hanuman flew to the northern seas. All commotion. Galaxy of learned men like Vasisht, Vijaya, Vamadeva, Katyayana, Kashyapa consecrated Ram. Heavens showered holy waters, all anointed me and Raghav. Gandharvas sang, Apsaras danced, restoration of hope and love. Shone King Dasharatha's crown and jewels on Ram's robe. That day I gifted my necklace to son Hanuman. He was over the moon. This was a blissful token. His dedication and power has triumphed my admiration. Three mothers were happy, especially Queen Kaikeyi was overwhelmed with tearful ecstasy and deepest regret. She begged forgiveness to us for the years lost. Rich-hearted Raghav, in whom merit is twofold with might, who is most renowned for his astuteness and intellect, forgave her and touched his mother's feet. Bharat, discarding his ascetic robe, joined Mandavi. Lakshman joined angelic Urmila, his clairvoyant wife. From the mire of evil we ushered into a good life. Kaikeyi embraced me with grief for her action. I told Crookback Manthara had this motivation: exonerate the episode and forget mother, forget your past action. Sutakriti, my sister, Satrughna's wife, showed me some canvases, and I was shocked to my heart. They were paintings by my visionary, mystic, telepathist sister Urmila, with flashes of solidity. She had seen with her internal vision some panorama from her exile days. Between her 14 years of sleep and sporadic sittings, she had painted me assembling Moros in Ashokavana, surrounded by ogresses, demonesses. In some painting, me running after the golden deer, my arable farmhouse in Chitrakoot, and Lakshman serving his brother. I was deeply moved to see her exotic Madhubani paints. The Ramayana is not only my story, the story of solitary Sita. I have distinguished many a woman in my lifetime whose silence is their power. Withdrawing from joy, they enjoy. They are ultimate forms of bhakti and shakti. Urmila was like goddess Lakshmi, Mandavi was like Saraswati, Sukriti was Kali. They are the surreal ones. That day I met Tara and Ruma, the wives of Sugriv. Tara was still grieved about my fire baptism. Why only women has to endure? Tara, you are elder to me by age and wisdom, but is there to everything an un, an indisputable reason? Why did your ex-husband Vali get killed by Ram? Why did you have to marry the killer of your husband? Why Queen Mother Kaikeyi had such blind obsession? Why were there unfortunate deaths in Lanka? Was it just to give Ravan his resurrection? How would you define womanly chastity? To me, what administers human affairs is a charging, changing, resilient, radical, sweeping ethic. Purity of the intellect, spirit, and heart is the basic. When supreme ego dominates one, the other has to be sympathetic. On the way back, I asked myself, how could the designation of luminosity, adoration, harmony, and existence get defeated and become sundown, odium, heartache, and death?